Welcome to MRE Uncut, where we'll give you real and practical insights into the real estate scene in Melbourne. We'll discuss what's happening in the industry, all backed by MRE's history of over 30 years in the game. With that said, let's jump into this week's episode of MRE Uncut.
Welcome back to another MRE podcast. My name's Steve Fitzsimon. Today we've got some fantastic new additions to the podcast. We have Hannah Langan.
Hello, everyone.
And Alice Tsai.
Hello, everyone.
Now, Hannah and Alice are the property management pathways. What will we call them? Property managers of the future. I think we can give them. And we've also got Jake Workman, general manager of MRE, with us also.
Lovely to be here.
So fantastic to have you two ladies along in particular. If I ask you how your experience has been on this MRE pathway to property management and what sort of got you involved, Alice, could you sort of start me off there? What's your background? Why did you think that this Pathways program was for you?
So I was actually doing hospitality, and before that I was engineering in urban planning. So I've been always very interested in property markets. So I already knew that after my last career, I was going to jump into real estate.
Okay.
And I've been
But from an agency viewpoint, have you always sort of looked at that, or were you thinking, I want to be a sales agent, or I want to get a grounding? Why was your decision the MRE pathways? You're an educated, smart kid getting into the I look at it and I'm fascinated as to how your decision-making process was and how other people might follow that sort of decision-making process. So what sort of pushed you towards this type of program as opposed to getting a job as a assistant property manager or a cadet in sales or whatever it might be?
So initially I was more into property management role to kind of learning a little bit more about leasing, and then hopefully in like 2 or 3 years I'll jump into another role when I get more experience.
Yeah. So a good grounding basis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Hannah?
So I'm originally a mental health nurse, and I did that for quite a while.
That'd work well in property management though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're actually putting out fires,
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
So for me, I was quite nervous, obviously, to change industry. But MRE, it shined out to me because I did feel that I would need a bit of support starting in something new.
Yeah.
And I had heard, the real estate industry, you are just told to, in other kind of agencies just to get on with it. Whereas I thought the program seemed so supported, which it has been, and it's helped us through every step of the way.
Okay, so where did you form that opinion from? Like you're saying that in other agencies you sort of get dropped in the deep end, correct?
Oh, you're going to get in trouble now.
No, I'm asking honestly. I don't know the intricacies of your background and your experience. But like you say that, I'm fascinated whether or not other people that are out there considering a career in real estate have the same perceptions.
Mm-hmm. I think word of mouth was a big thing. Like I kind of knew a couple of people in real estate, and they were like, "Oh, get it, girl. You need to be brave to do that sort of thing."
Okay.
And then I suppose, I did quite a bit of research, and I didn't expect to get job offers because I had no experience as well.
Yeah.
So I did do quite a lot of stalking / research into the industry. Yeah. And I asked anyone that I knew that was in it.
Okay.
And they did say it was quite a tough industry, and, it's sink or swim.
But you do hear that. Right?
Yeah.
You hear that you'll have property managers joining an agency. They walk in, they inherit some bomb site of a portfolio where there are problems and red bells and whistles going off everywhere. It's like, here's 180 properties, good luck.
Yeah. But the bit that I'm trying to dig down, because I understand that is definitely out there. The question is, how do you avoid it? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're a new staff member and you want to join an agency and have a better experience, we're hearing that, okay, there are agencies out there that throw you in the deep end, and nobody really thinks that that's a smart way of starting a new career. So you did a lot of digging and asking people and inquiring. Can you tell me, like, what did the digging like, were you going on websites? Were you reading Google reviews? What were you doing to try and gauge that understanding of what would be the right agency for me?
Yeah, digging as in Google reviews had a massive impact on my decision. MRE has an extensive amount of Google reviews, and social media. Your social media is just pretty unique, I would say. You do put a lot of effort into it, as well. The onboarding, with the likes of Izzy and anyone that I was in contact with, they made me feel very comfortable and quite excited about the idea of getting into the industry.
I'm curious, why real estate though? Mm-hmm. You're an experienced mental health nurse and you've changed industries. Yes, putting out the spot fires. Why the change though? What really motivated you to join real estate?
My dad is in property in London, so it's just like in the house the whole time, this, that and the other. Grew up, we used to clean the houses as, young ones, and it's just...
Slave labour.
Honestly, there was no such thing as a cleaner receipt with my dad. It was just you get in there, the mop. So it's kind of his bread and butter, and I suppose he inspires me. And as well as that, in nursing, you go up the ladder, you do lose that customer service, patient contact. You get more into admin and office, and I always want to keep them skills pretty relevant. And there's nothing like customer service with real estate, is there?
No, where you're dealing with landlords that need help and tenants that need help and have got very little idea as to all the legislation and complexities, and then you're guiding trades and you're doing a whole variety of things at any one given stage, and there's leasing and property management. It's multitasking. It's a whole shooting match. If we look at your initial expectations when you entered into the program, Alice, what were you thinking when you were before you started? What did you have? What was your perception of what this was going to be like?
I thought that would be a lot of multitasking, time management. Yeah, and there'll be a lot of legislations, guidelines to learn as well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of legislation to learn.
Yeah, to learn.
And so you're 8 weeks in now, correct me if I'm wrong?
8 weeks, yes.
8 weeks. And has the course that you've gone through, has it how have you felt during the course? Do you feel empowered with knowledge, or do you feel like you've got so much more to learn, or are you ready to take on the world?
Absolutely empowered with knowledge. So it's been really supportive, like the MRE team, all our team leaders, they threw us a lot of case studies, and we have a lot of platforms. Initially, I was very scared because I was looking like all these things. I'm like, I'm going to handle this in 8 weeks. But then just day after day, you just keep learning, and you really repetitive learning.
Okay, so you're going through similar situations, slightly different, so the skills sort of accumulate over time.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we start to get really comfortable and confident.
Okay.
And like Laura and Tilly always say, don't get too stressed. If you need help, please just let us know.
Yeah, good.
So that makes us feel okay. If we make a mistake, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah, for you, like when you started, what were you thinking, and then how did it differ?
Well, I just couldn't believe the whole setup the first day when I walked in. Wasn't used to, new laptop, bottle of champagne. But yeah, I think I just...
You didn't get that when you started nursing?
We'd probably drink it on the job, so no. But I just can't really get over the support of MRE. I'm so grateful to have gotten a space in the program, because...
So this isn't just like, you're not going to get pay rises as a result of that. I'm just going to be 100% clear here. I'm interested in your experiences. This is not about how to move up the ranks at MRE faster.
CEO.
I'll let you in on a secret. So as we're designing this program and we're putting together the curriculum, the team would look at it and say, too much. Like, holy shit, there is so much content here. There's so much knowledge that you're going to be putting into this program and so soon into it as well. And there was a lot of toing and froing about, should we be stripping back content? Should we be going at a slower pace? And we decided to keep the pedal down because we're like, these are highly capable recruits, right? That's highly capable, intelligent, qualified professionals who are learning a new industry.
Yeah.
But we had every confidence that you would be able to take that, absorb it, apply it, right? And this morning, in a conversation with Steve, he said, you know what, Jake? I go and I ask questions of that Pathways cohort, and they know the answers, and they know the answers better than some of our PMs that have been managing for a couple of years at other places. And so it's a huge vote of confidence in that knowledge that you have built up and that level of confidence that you've already built up. It's been really impressive to watch from the sidelines.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that did happen this morning. So like we were extremely positive towards the interactions that we've had with the whole team during this thing. So it's been fantastic to sort of see your journey. Now that you're 8 weeks in, have your objectives in real estate changed at all, Hannah?
So I always thought maybe I'll get into sales when I first kind of even started interviewing. I was like, that's my goal. But now that I'm in property management, I actually quite like the side of it. You're helping people. You're helping both sides. I really like that.
I guess that comes from your nursing background. It's obviously something that draws you to that sector.
Yeah, and also leasing as well. Like, at the start I was like, oh God, I'm not sure about this. And now, as the weeks go on and your confidence does grow, you feel like, oh God, I could do that. Whereas at the start I always felt like, oh God, I don't know, is this for me? Right. But I suppose like you do, like Alice said, you do become more confident and you think, oh, you know what, you do have to be, have something like confident and just a little bit out there in real estate. And I think the program has motivated me to be a little bit more out of my shell like that as well.
Yeah, good on you.
But no, property management for now is my main aim.
Yeah.
Just getting a portfolio that is of a decent size.
Yeah, good on you. Alice, is your dream changed, or you're 8 weeks into your real estate career?
No, actually, I feel I get more into it.
Good.
I'm really curious about more because I feel there's really a lot to learn and there are a lot of different scenarios day by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're challenged by the work that's put in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's good. That's what we want. I think you can look at property management as a role that you have so much to learn that to master property management takes decades.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people settle for a real base level of knowledge. And they get, okay, I know how to put an ad on the internet and I know how to send a lease renewal out. And if a tenant complains about a repair, I send a tradesperson out. I don't even think about it. I'm not putting my brain to work. I'm just sort of following a textbook. Yes, do that, do this, but that doesn't deliver the amazing outcome for your client that you can deliver if you've got the further training. So I think that's fascinating to hear. In terms of if you wound back 10 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, to when you were first engaging with the course and it was one of your options, what would you tell other people who were at that stage now if they were considering going into real estate? What advice would you give them as to the way to choose an agency and look at a future in property management, with the journey that you've been on, Alice?
I would say there are definitely a lot to learn and a lot to memorize in terms of knowledge and also like this specific skill for communication as well. I would say if there's something you really want to do not give yourself too many excuses and just do it because there are a lot of things to learn. If you don't actually go and try it, you'll never know what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Hannah?
Yeah, I would second that. Like, just there's no time like the present. And no matter what, getting into real estate, you learn so much about yourself and just life, like, heaters, boilers, this, that, and the other. Like, you do pick up like the amount of general knowledge as well that property management has even given to me in 8 weeks. I'm a bit shocked, You're
ready to start being a plumber?
Oh my God, my house has been dusted from top to bottom, AC units
and the lot. Yeah.
So
cleaned the filters in your aircon units.
So, but yeah, it's just, I think the industry, like, I don't think PMs get enough credit. Like, it's actually,
Agreed.
There is so much to the job, and it's really opened my eyes, like, they definitely should deserve more credit, because you're a jack of all trades doing it, and it really has opened my eyes to what the industry is like,
Yeah, and I think it's fascinating because like you're fortunate that you've come into a business that's focus is property management, as opposed to being an evil necessity that's placed on a lot of businesses that are out there. They have it there, but it's not really what they do. It's not their priority. It's not their day to day. So you've been able to sort of see that in that part of the journey. But I'm sort of looking at it, and I'm going to be fascinated to watch your sort of ongoing development and see where it takes you, and see how this pathways plan can really allow you to accelerate your learning, and be able to then deliver that sort of next level of service to your clients, because you're not going in there raw. You haven't been thrown a massive portfolio. You're taking advantage of those things. Jake, if I go now to sort of like the next step, what do you think the business will do as a result of the initial Pathways program?
Yeah, so we'll absolutely run a similar program again.
Yeah,
that is firmly in the plans. And this first cohort has come through PM specific, and it's been spectacular to have that cohort together of the PMs of the future, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to make the best painting, buy the best paints.
Yeah.
If you're going to make the best cake, you use the best ingredients. If you're going to have the best property management team in Australia, get the best people.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done for this cohort. And it has been a wonderful, as I said before, wonderful journey to watch from the sidelines. The next cohort is going to be broader than property management.
Okay.
So we'll absolutely do it again.
Yep.
But property management is one of our 3 core professional services, the others being business development and sales.
Yep.
We got to bring through a cohort that also gives us the BDM and sales team members as well.
Yes.
So now we have a cohort of human beings coming through together, top tier talent, growing from the very beginning in that MRE ecosystem. So we have the best property management, best BDMs, best sales in the country.
Yeah, okay.
That's the plan.
So if people are out there listening and they want to get involved, what should they be doing?
Jump on the website first and foremost, MRE.today, and reach out to the Join MRE or our careers team, because we're looking to have another cohort come through commencing November of this year.
Okay.
But we're already out there approaching universities, approaching employers, approaching other industries to find the best talent for that cohort.
And so when you say the best talent, like if you're an underappreciated property manager who's listening to this at another business, could you be the best talent? Or are we just looking at people that are coming out of universities?
No. Absolutely, you could be. However, you might already have developed some poor skills or some poor approaches that wouldn't fly at MRE.
Okay, so that's a warning?
It's not a warning. It's you could be spectacular. However, you might not have been trained in the way that would fly at MRE. And so you'd have to be prepared to relearn some things.
In these podcasts, we use a lot of football analogies. So you've been coached by a reserves team coach, not Alistair Clarkson.
That's spot on the money.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Go Blues.
Just we haven't talked about Carlton. We could do that for the next podcast. I'd enjoy that for once. Okay. So we're looking at doing that, and then that's starting for the rest of the year. Now, Hannah and Alice, where do you go now? Like, how have you got much to go on the program that you've got now? Are you ready to build a portfolio, Hannah?
So we've already started. We currently have 25 properties.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're ready and we're ready to rock. We were lucky enough we got kind of drip fed them, so it was as we were able and what we could manage. And then I suppose, new things are coming up every day, so we're troubleshooting them. So like you said, we're not just putting out trade, we're doing all the investigations, detective work, to best help, both sides. So yeah, hopefully, depends on our speed, but there's so much support that hopefully, by the end of the year we'll be
building
up
your portfolios and off and racing. That sounds exciting. Alice, how are you tracking? Have you got your portfolio started?
Yeah, so I've got 25 as well.
Excellent.
And ready to thrive.
Yeah. Have you already picked your favourite property?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might have. That's one of those things that we all do.
Yeah, and I think the key thing for me is just put myself in other people's shoes.
Okay.
For the owners, for the tenants, and that will make things easier because as long as you understand them, then it just goes smoother. Yeah.
I think that's wise.
To find a solution for any problems.
Yeah. And I think that's a maturer approach because this is the battle that we've got. If you just hear an owner not wanting to spend money on repairs, then you're just hearing, that owner's tight. But when you understand that owner's interest rates have gone from 2% to 6%, so their mortgage repayments have increased by $30,000 per annum, and then you're telling them about an $800 repair that they weren't used to, and they're negatively geared on the property, then of course they're going to be concerned about every $800 that they have to spend. Yeah, so if you put yourself in their shoes, that you're spot on. And in the same way, if you're looking at the tenant side of things, they need the repair done and they're paying good money for it. So it needs to be done. So I really like that approach. I really like that approach. Look, fantastic having you guys in today. Thanks for joining us. Jake, good to see you again. And let's look forward to the outcome for you two. Hopefully we can get you back on here in a few months' time and see how things are going then. And also we welcome further candidates into the program over coming months. So exciting times.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No problem.